Hello, this is Blakey Rat. I tried recording that game ASA, A Space Adventure, that super high quality piece of software, and I had a few problems. Maybe I was a little unfair to the game. I don't know. Maybe it works fine. Maybe it was just the recording software I was using. I was using some open source screen recorder. It obviously had some kind of compatibility issues. You probably remember that the cutscenes didn't record. There was a little flickering in the actual game. So, I felt a little guilty. So let's go back and let's do this properly. I'm using my capture card for HDMI capture. So I'm capturing my entire screen here. I'll, crop it to just the game later. But let's go ahead and let's give this game another try. Oh yeah, the shortcut stopped working since I uninstalled and reinstalled it. So I created a shortcut directly to its main.exe file. I'll just go ahead and double click that. So as you can see, now that we're recording with proper video recording software, this air is much higher resolution than it was previously. And you probably saw the little animation of the air appearing with much higher fidelity. Okay, so let's go ahead and now we're loading our boot screen here. This air, if you actually carefully read the text, you'll notice the text looks sharper. Now that we're doing the recording properly. And this particular air is actually cherry scented. I know you can't smell over the video, but believe me, this new recording method makes everything so much better. Okay, I'm gonna stop that gimmick because I ran out of stuff to say.
Hi. I am Maid, your micro-audio intelligent device. I am the result of the CSC's research in 2057. I will do my best to help.
Do you think if I actually did OCR on these sound waves and played them, it would say something like, haha, sucker, why did you buy this game, you idiot? I'm gonna go ahead and say it is.
Remember this.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of click through this tutorial thing. You can watch the other video if you really want to know about the pen and paper. Okay, so here's the opening cutscene, which you can now experience in all its glory. Now that we have proper video recording. I have to admit, maybe I was a little hard on this game. The video does play, and it was created, and it chips as part of the game, and it's, highly compressed MP4 or something like that. You can see some compression artifacts, but, honestly, on YouTube, no one will notice since YouTube has its own. So, there's the mysterious cube. There's the idiot astronaut. There's the scene that was ripped from 2001: Space Odyssey. Our astronaut's now going to do something intensely stupid, which you'll be aware of if you watch the last video. He's basically going to jump to the absolute end of his safety line and then pull out a gun, which he's carrying for some reason, and shoot the safety line. I can't really come up with any dumber thing you could possibly do in a spacewalk. He doesn't seem to even worry about the gun possibly puncturing a boot or something. He just has a gun, whatever. So, he's pulling out his gun now. And here comes the gunshot. He's going to shoot his safety line. The cameraman following this astronaut is very bad at focusing. As you can tell, he's frequently out of focus. Now, the big mystery is he doesn't seem to have any way of moving forward here, like any kind of booster pack or anything. As you can see from his spacesuit, he doesn't appear to have any kind of way of moving. But he does. He does anyway. So he's got his cube, he does a little celebratory spin, but instead of coming back to his spaceship, he's actually out of oxygen. Because apparently not only did he, cut his safety cord, but he did it when he had about 14 seconds of oxygen left. Which is basically the smartest thing you could possibly do in space. The really unfortunate thing is not just that this astronaut's the worst possible person for his job. The real unfortunate thing is this is you. You play as this idiot. So, if this was like a role-playing game, I'd basically... Let me describe it this way. If you ever played Fallout and created a character with like the minimum intelligence stat, which is 3, they actually wrote a bunch of dialogue options which are all like, duh! That's basically what I'm playing as here, because I'm playing as this guy, the dumbest astronaut on Earth. Let me just dismiss a couple of errors before I get to the actual game. Just a few errors. And now you can see the second half of the intro movie where we wake up in a polished floor and some other astronaut who has a Darth Vader helmet is here. we focus on his crotch and then look at these cyber fireflies. Okay, there I am. I think I'm the guy in the red suit. I can't remember. It was about 14 seconds ago, but I already can't remember what color my suit was. There's another one of those great high-resolution airs.
I receive a lot of
This, I think, actually recorded in the last video, so now you get to enjoy this
walking
again.
in our direction.
I use enjoy literally because it is such a great game. This is actually a puzzle. You actually have to click the cube, otherwise it'll do that forever. And this is actually a cutscene, believe it or not. Before I thought it was a puzzle or something. There's nothing you can do here. There's no mouse cursor. You just have to wait for approximately 47 minutes, at which point the other astronaut who was standing in front of us will come by and pick up our cube and leave. This is what's known as pacing. The best thing to do at the beginning of your game is to have an extremely long and boring segment where the player just has to wait for about a solid, well, you know, I said 47 minutes before. That's probably an exaggeration. It's more like 43 minutes, but it is an extremely long time. I'm still waiting. The astronaut will show up, I think. Maybe I should try to click things. Okay. Oh, maybe you do have to actually click up. Well, whatever. Here he is. That's a really challenging puzzle. It looks like a security camera until you find the one pixel you're supposed to click, and then this guy steals your cube. That's a famous puzzle. It was used in a lot of Sierra games. You might remember the Sierra games that were filmed through blurry security cameras, and you had to click pixels. What is he holding? Our gun or his own gun? I don't. Whatever that was. He was holding a thing. Okay, so a lot of TDM so far, but we're actually, I think, almost to the point of playing the game. You can tell from the error messages that this is indeed interactive. And so, this time, I'm going to solve the game. I'm going to solve all the puzzles of this game. The first puzzle involves a squared object.
You need a squared object here.
Right. And as you remember, we have a gun. Oh, the mouse cursor does kind of disappear in the menus here. So you have to kind of guess where the gun is.
It looks like you need a squared object.
Still need a squared
here.
object, obviously. So I'm gonna I'm gonna admit to something. I actually cheated a little bit and looked up a walkthrough of this game, which by the way exists. Someone actually played this long enough to write a walkthrough of it. A very, very tolerant person. And he mentions that if you, apparently, you are the astronaut standing on this teleporter platform, quote unquote. There's actually apparently a way to click the mouse and navigate so that you can actually turn around and look at the teleport platform. And that's the thing I was missing last time I was playing this. So obviously this time, it shouldn't be any problem finding that single pixel you have to click to turn around and look back towards the teleporter platform, get that different camera angle. I mean, you've seen this corner of the room, which is beautiful, beautifully rendered. And we can also view this corner of the room, which is somehow identically beautifully rendered. And then you can also view, oh wait, we basically clicked everywhere. So, yeah. So I hope you understand now that my judgment of this game might have been a little unfair. It really is a high quality game. The puzzles are, you know, they're challenging. They're meant to challenge you, but they're not impossible to solve. And it's not as if literally every mouse click gives you a runtime error, because that'd be ridiculous. I don't even understand why you'd release a game like that. I mean, come on. Would anyone even believe me if I said that's why? Or that was the case? It's just completely ridiculous. So, I'm gonna just, out of curiosity, let's push on the arrow keys, keypad, number keys, WSAD, no, F, G, J, K, L, I. There's a lot of keys on my keyboard that I'm pushing right now. No, they don't really do anything. So once again, I'm declaring that I've won this game. But as you can see, when you do set up the recording properly, it is a high quality experience, and I was really cheating the viewing public by releasing that first video that just wasn't recorded very well. as you can see now, this is, you know, everything I said about this game was wrong. It is an excellent experience. It'll blow you away. It's a tour de force. You've never played a game like this before. It's so unique. It's so mind-bending. You need a squared object here. So, you know, I take back everything I said. I apologize, and I hope you enjoyed this little apology video. I just like to make things right. So now we get to use this innovative UI, which involves dropping the menu onto the display, hitting OK to the air, and then quitting. Hope you enjoyed.